Welcome to the Origin of Progress podcast, the show where we deconstruct the tools and mindsets that accelerate your life. I'm your host, Carolina.
And I'm Dave. Carolina, I want to jump right in with a question for you and for everyone listening. Have you ever felt like you're just stuck? Like you're trying to learn a new skill for a side hustle, maybe a new software for your job,
Yeah.
and you're just spinning your wheels. You watch the tutorials, but nothing sticks.
Oh, every single time I start something new, it feels like pouring water into a bucket full of holes. But what if I told you there are proven methods to patch those holes?
Okay.
Not just to patch them, but to turn your brain into a super absorbent sponge. We're talking about learning so fast, it almost feels like you found a cheat code for life.
Okay, cheat code for life has my full attention. This sounds way better than the usual struggle. Are we talking about like some futuristic brain chip
No.
or a Silicon Valley biohack?
Not at all. It's more practical and, frankly, more powerful because anyone can do it. The first big idea is a mental model that completely changes your focus.
Right.
It's the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle.
Oh, I've heard of this for business, like 80% of your sales come from 20% of your customers, that thing. How does it apply to learning?
It's the exact same principle. In any subject, a tiny 20% of the concepts will give you 80% of the practical ability. I mean, think about it. To have a conversation in a new language, you don't need to know every single word.
Right.
You just need the 20%, the most common words, the basic grammar structures. To be effective with a new software, you need the core 20% of its features, not every single button in every menu.
That is such a relief to hear. It's like being given a treasure map instead of being told to just explore the whole island. It cuts right through the overwhelm. But okay, here's the million-dollar question. Once you've found that golden 20%, how do you make it stick? Because my brain loves to hit the delete button on new information about a week later.
You've just hit on the most common frustration in learning. And the solution is this scientifically backed power duo:
Okay.
active recall and spaced repetition.
That sounds a bit like a high-tech workout plan for your brain. Break it down for me.
That's the perfect analogy. So think of active recall as the heavy lifting for your memory. Instead of just passively rereading your notes,
Mm-hmm.
you actively force your brain to retrieve the information. Close the book and ask yourself, what are the 3 key steps of this process? That struggle to remember is what builds the memory muscle.
Okay, so it's the difference between watching someone lift weights and actually picking them up yourself. That makes sense. So where does spaced repetition fit in?
So spaced repetition is the recovery and growth phase. It dictates the timing of your workouts. You review information at increasing intervals, so maybe after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week, and so on.
Wow.
You're strategically interrupting the forgetting curve, basically telling your brain, hey, this is important, don't delete it. There are amazing apps that actually automate this whole process.
This is huge. So you find the vital 20% with the Pareto principle, then you use active recall and spaced repetition to basically weld it into your long-term memory. I feel like those 2 ideas alone could change everything for someone. What else is in your toolkit?
Okay, the next one is the ultimate quality control test for your knowledge.
Okay.
It's called the Feynman technique, named after the brilliant physicist Riemann Feynman.
I'm guessing it's a bit more involved than just reading a textbook.
It's beautifully simple, actually. You take a concept you're learning, and you try to explain it out loud in the simplest terms possible. You try to explain it out loud in the simplest terms possible, as if you were teaching it to a 10-year-old. No jargon, no complex vocabulary.
And I bet the second you get stuck or you have to say something like, well, it's complicated,
Yes.
that's when you know you don't really get it.
Exactly. Those moments of hesitation are pure gold. They shine a spotlight directly on your knowledge gaps.
Right.
You force yourself to go back, learn the material more deeply, and then simplify your explanation again. If you can't explain it simply, you haven't understood it fully. It's the ultimate antidote to surface-level memorization.
I love that. It's a self-diagnostic tool. So we have a framework: 80-20 to focus, active recall to remember, Feynman technique to truly understand. This is a complete system. Are we missing anything?
Just one more layer, and this is for all the visual thinkers out there.
Ooh.
And it's a fun one. Mind mapping and the memory palace.
Mind mapping, I know. It's that spiderweb diagram, right? Main idea in the middle, then all the branches coming off.
Precisely. It's about creating a blueprint for your brain. It mirrors how our minds naturally link ideas,
Hmm.
making it way more intuitive to organize and recall information than just a boring linear list of notes. But the memory palace, that's where things get really interesting.
It sounds like something from a Sherlock Holmes movie. Is that a real thing?
Oh, it's a very real and ancient mnemonic technique. You choose a place you know intimately, like your childhood home, your daily walk to work.
Wow.
Then you mentally place the pieces of information you want to remember in specific locations along that journey.
Wait, so if I wanted to remember, say, a list of historical dates, I could picture the first date sitting on my kitchen table, the next one on the living room sofa, and the third one by the front door?
Yeah,
Exactly. To recall the information, you just take a vivid mental walk through your palace. It works because you're attaching abstract, boring data to your brain's highly evolved visual and spatial memory systems.
okay.
You're turning a list of facts into a story, into a journey.
That is absolutely wild. So, to put it all together, you use the 80-20 rule to filter out the noise, you use active recall and spaced repetition to lock in the key info, you use the Feynman technique to make sure you have deep understanding, and then you can use mind maps or a memory palace to structure it all visually.
You've got it. And the key takeaway here is that these aren't just disconnected hacks.
Right.
They form a cohesive, powerful system, and when you combine them, the speed at which you can master a new skill or launch that business, it just becomes exponential. The opportunities that this kind of rapid learning unlocks they're truly life-changing.
It truly is a superpower, and it's not for a select few. It's an instruction manual for your own brain that anyone can start using today.
It is. And that's our challenge to you, our listeners. Don't just be impressed by these ideas. Put them to the test. Pick just one of these techniques, whichever one excites you the most, and apply it for the next 7 days to something you've been struggling to learn.
See what happens. See if you start to feel that incredible sensation of progress, that feeling that you finally found the cheat code.
And as we close out today's show, we want to leave you with a question to carry with you. We've discussed the how, but now let's think about the why. Now, here's a question we'd like you to think about. If you could instantly master one skill with absolute confidence using these methods, what skill would that be, and how would possessing it fundamentally change the trajectory of your life?
We'll let you ponder that. Until next time, keep building your own progress.